Hey guys, quick break. In addition to the first MPO feature card, we are also producing the second MPO feature card this week and next week in Krakow. The full rounds will be available through our YouTube Premium subscription. If you want to support us and also enjoy some more content, go check it out.
Hello and welcome back to MDG Media. We are excited to be bringing you round 2 back 9 FPO feature card coverage of the 2025 PCS Open here on the west coast of Øverås, Norway. We have an incredible field on an incredible course and top-notch weather, particularly compared to last week's EDGC. Norway is treating us well. I'm Connor Wood, and with me, Mr. Andrew Gum.
Yeah, pretty excited for this lead card moving day action. And I'm happy to be alongside you. Connor is cute.
Wow.
Don't you all think Connor is cute out there? That's our promo code, 33% off your order. Check it out.
Kisses from this side. We see the standings here. Kristen Lätt, our solo leader, at 9 under. The 3 players tied in second behind them. Anniken on this card currently sitting in 5th, and THRU 10 very close as well. Kristen has begun to separate herself a little bit from the field. This is now the halfway point of the tournament, so we will have to see if anyone can catch up to her. We start here, hole 10. Break it down for us, Andrew.
Hole 10 is a short par 4, but very technical. 125 meters or 410 feet. Heavily wooded here. The first shot, you can, I guess, pick your side, left or right, but it seems like the right is much more common and open. If it's like a righty backhand hyzer, it'll skip over somewhere here on the left side. That opens up this gap for the approach shot that you need to move right at the very end of. One little guardian tree there, or one little cluster of guardian trees there to beat on the green. And wood chips throughout. It was pretty soggy earlier in the week, but we've had great weather, so everything's drying out. And yeah, this one's pretty fun to play.
This one requiring a very specific landing zone in order to have the optimal entrance into the green. Kristen, I think, just a little bit shy of that. Didn't move enough left, although she is certainly in play. Evelina getting kicked out to the right. She will be significantly pinched on that angle. Anniken now should shape well for her forehand. The majority of players prefer to hit the gap with a forehand over a backhand, as they can look straight at it, and they have done well to. She has done well to do so.
Anniken early inside.
Anneli, rather.
Is that what I said? I'm sorry. I apologize. Anneli, a little bit out of position over there, early left. But it's not a longest hole, so as long as you can see the gap and find some way to shape it up there, there's a possibility to save it with a second shot. Not a ton of distance required. It's more about lining yourself up. And there you see it. She's in actually great position somehow. I don't think she was going for that line, but ooh, misses early on the inside again, and that's going to punish her into the woods.
That'll hurt a little bit. Kristen, I mentioned she wasn't in the perfect spot, but she's in a very good spot, and she takes full advantage of that opportunity to access the green. She has parked that. Anniken going to the patent pending, trying to shape this gap as best as possible. That looks like a pure shot.
So good. Look at that.
And
Right
that is her Tour Series signature Reiko X right there. We saw it on her back. We saw it in her hand. We see it now on the green near the basket.
That was a great shot. And a nice plug there. Well done, sir. That one off on the right side. Long putt here from Evelina. Kind of like one of those like lunging throw putts. She's got great range with it. Ends up just a little bit short of the basket, but inside the circle, I believe.
And she's not been comfortable on the green so far in this round 2. So leaving herself longer than she'd like.
Oh, yeah. That one's high. We haven't seen that miss yet. Online, but high.
Confident. Came out fast. The others were all very gentle, very timid. That one was not. So maybe perhaps an attempt now to balance the mistakes we've been seeing.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Wide right. Yeah, it seemed like on her approach, it was like somewhere in between that throwing and putting range, and she tried to putt it, ended up short. Had a good bid and then a not so good bid, ends up with a double bogey, struggles on the green, continued this round for Evelina. Imagine if she was putting well today, she would be, I think, blown
Crazy
her way
hot,
away.
crazy hot round.
Because the throws have been superb.
I think we've already seen by hole 10 probably about 8 to 10 strokes just missed on the green, roughly 1 per hole average. What a swing that would be. Of course, other players are missing their putts here and there as well occasionally, but for Evelina particularly, she's creating opportunity after opportunity. It's just now about converting and capitalizing on those. She'll have another opportunity here on hole 11. This 90-meter par 3 plays softly left to right. This initial tree here, most players will go to the left of and then swing back inbounds. If you do find yourself outside of the lines to the left, right, or long, it plays as hazard, meaning you will play the lie with the additional penalty stroke. But for the FPO basket, it's really only the one to the left which comes into play, and a lot of players, as a result, will simply make sure their disc moves to the right and finds inbounds. Common result here is about edge of circle. You can, of course, also park it if you choose to, but in this wide open field, get yourself inbounds, get yourself in play. Evelina, hopefully looking to clean it up on the green. She'll want to get as close as possible to mitigate the stress that she's having right now on the putt.
Yeah, this one averaging well under par for the day in these great conditions, so I expect to see some birdies here from the lead card. That's a pretty good start from Kristen inside the circle. Shapes up great for a lefty backhand, I'd say. You know, you get to move around that kind of bush or cluster of tree. That seems to be the only real obstacle. Oh, wow.
Anakin off the cage. You clairvoyant Andrew, break this shot down for us. You knew it looked good. You knew it played well.
What a drive. I mean, just perfect hyzer touch, hitting the cage, coming in. Just needed another, I don't know, 20, 30 centimeters of height, I guess, to ring it up for the ace. Beautifully done. Well earned replay. Brilliant shot. And she stayed close for the birdie as well, so ideal. This one's...
Oh, that was
had a chance
tracking.
to, really.
That was pumped. We see that late flex bring her long. She'll be in circle 2 about 13 or 14 meters putting back. Evelina now also opting for the backhand. I think she has the forehand in her game, but comfortable shaping that shot. And there she is in the circle for her birdie. Anneli up first. Longest putt of the card from circle 2 long. She runs these every time.
Yeah. Great range, very confident bid. Hitting the band. Another miss from Evelina.
And it's difficult as a player to know what to do in these circumstances when every single time you're giving yourself a chance and very few of them are connecting. Kristen, however, continuously connecting, racking up quite a few birdies now, sitting at 3 under for the round. And that was a beautiful frame we saw as Kristen was making her putt. Great backdrop of the hills, the blue sky. You can see the weather in full effect.
Yeah, and Kristen's starting to find her flow. Had a slow start. Didn't get under par until hole 7.
Nicely done by Anakin as well. 1 under for the round. 2 together consecutively. Evelina for the par. Now with the tailwind.
There's a good putt.
And Evelina can't start laying up from these circle 1, circle 2s, but when you are missing them and sometimes even missing the comebacker, those sorts of thoughts begin to enter your head. But she needs the birdies to maintain her position. Currently at tied 6th, given all those misses, Andrew, as you mentioned. Pretty incredible that she can still be in contention. Break down hole 12 for us.
Hole 12 is a really beautiful hole. Really tight shot off the tee. Par 5, 210 meters. You want to try to get as much as you can. If possible, turn the corner up here, especially if you want to, run that island for the eagle. But that's going to take a pretty spectacular drive. This is all out of bounds that we're flying over right now. Island green, a couple of really good guardian trees that force you to bend it in here. Yeah, this is a really fun hole to watch and play. Really beautiful shape. I find it quite interesting and strange that Evelina was putting quite well last week at the European Disc Golf Championships down in Sula, not far from here, in tougher conditions on scarier greens. And now here she has more space and seeming to struggle, much more.
I think it's that sort of feeling thing. It's not anything mechanical, likely more mental. And it's just about, is your body working with your brain on that given day? How is that brain-body connection? I think a lot of people, when they're putting at their best, are fully on automatic, trusting their muscle memory. But when that is not there, suddenly you have to consciously adapt your putt. That's a really difficult thing to do for a motion that many players would like to be automatic and will have trained for hours and hours and hours, should ideally just flow out of the hand effortlessly when it works. I think perhaps what we're seeing from Evelina is now the beginning of a conscious adaptation of her putting stroke, now that her muscle memory is not getting her to the chains. Some good drives there.
Nice thoughts. Yeah, great drives. Kristen up first. Everybody in pretty good position, it seems. Nobody like way up around the corner, but nobody in too bad of a place. Kristen's second shot's good. Anniken catches a little branch, doesn't affect anything. I think she made it around that tree. Might have to go stand still again, but within range to attack the island. Annalie finds a gap. Does everything she wants there, just laying it up. Getting into a decent place to get it to the island on the third shot and still get that birdie if she can put it close. Or with her range anywhere on the green.
Evelina looking to pump this one. It's going to be contending with inbounds, and I think she just snuck through off that tree. That is a huge swing compared to not getting inbounds there. Very favorable for her. Anniken looking to flex this, but gets it turned over too much.
Almost got a good kick, but it did not get in bounds.
Whether or not it crossed will be up to the card to decide. From our angle, looked like probably not, but it's possible that you can hit one of those trees that is inbounds and kick back out of bounds. Kristen, however, pierces through cleanly into circle 2.
Great. Looking forehand, catches the Guardian Birch. Circle 2. Still a chance. So Anniken did not cross in. And pretty okay approach. Caught the Guardian trees, but kicked into a decent spot. About 7 meters, 6 meters maybe.
And I would say it's actually very rare for an entire card to all cross cleanly on their first shot to the island. Kristen from C2 just a bit low off the koozie. You see the air leave her there.
Yeah, just a little low. Right on line, though. Annalie trying to drop one in from distance, but it's a little bit wide right. Oh, surprising miss there. Not able to get it quite up over the cage. That's going to be a big number. Double bogey, unfortunately. She's over par for the round now. Annalie gets to par. Evelina, first birdie of the day, I believe. Or is she
second?
No, second, right.
She got a few, but difficult to track with how many chances that she's had able to connect on that one. One of the hardest holes.
Yeah, there you see that leaderboard. Paige Pierce having a day, as well as Ida Lehtomäki that we mentioned earlier. See if they can close out their round. We are back. What do we see?
Hole 13. This one is a bit of a pump off the tee. You have to clear the water here and ideally get yourself somewhere up between these two rock walls in the right and center frame. That will leave you with another uphill hyzer into the green. You have a lot of these trees that are in the fairway but pretty avoidable. Some players will choose to opt to throw between them, kind of a low piercing shot. The more common approach, if you're far enough, is to go with a high spike hyzer going over them. And it really does depend on the landing zone. Most importantly, you have OB lining the left and right. You want to get clean off the tee and then pick your preferred gap into the green. This is a thrower's hole here.
Yeah, it can be quite the devilish hole at 666 feet. A lot of OB lurking about. Big bomber there. That's in great spot.
Seen this season, Kristen has had great distance on her drives. I feel like throwing further than ever, both backhand and forehand, than we've seen her doing in the past. And she too has cleared even those rock walls that indicate a good drive up there with Evelina. Those two are pretty premium. We'll leave them a very reasonable distance into the green. Anneli as well.
Yeah, we heard Kristen in the interview after the round yesterday saying she felt very powerful out on the course, which is good to hear after having some health problems and, you know, disruptions in the biorhythm with all the travel. And so it's good to see that she's feeling more healthy, healed up a little bit here in the sunshine, ripping bombs.
This one is going to be in danger of the right side OB unless it sits down.
Ooh, good tree kiss.
Absolutely, that will keep her in play and inbounds. She had a great start to the back nine with 2 initial birdies, then neutralized by that double bogey on 12. She's looking to get herself back on track. This, however, a difficult position to access the green from. Certainly possible, will require a lot of power and shape.
A little low. Kicks back to the fairway.
Anneli pinched on the left, is just playing a placement hyzer, but not at all what she was looking for. Only about 30 meters or so advanced. This is now still a long drive to the green. She needed more than that to get into position, and this would be a very nice par save if she's able to manufacture something. She does get up there. That was some nice ground play to the end of her shot.
Oh, grabby tree. Puts Evelina down. A little bit wide right on that shot. Kristen grabbing some range. Gonna go forehand standstill here. Really good looking shape. Perfect. What an approach there. In the bullseye. Beautifully done.
Textbook execution of hole 13 as well. Not the first time in this round that she has completed the hole exactly how it's meant to be done. Anniken, another shot, a little bit low, will leave her with a longer putt.
Yeah, a bit of a worm burner. This is a little bit uphill. You can't quite see it on camera, but it's a very gradual upslope towards the green. There we see Evelina. Next up, Anniken. Looking to show off that long-range putt that we've seen over the years. So many highlights. That's got a chance. Oh, just a little shy. Nearly did it. Front cage. See if Anneli can get a big highlight. Little metal, but never really the height needed. Coming back. Unfortunate bogey. Struggling a bit here on the back nine, but still a chance to hang on to that lead card position if she can finish strong. Depending on what's happening out there with Ida and Paige.
And you see a similar circumstance for all 3 of the players not named Kristen on this card, bouncing around just below par. Each of them with some holes remaining. Looking to secure that final day lead card. We see here hole 14. This 99-meter par 3 has a very generous and wide tunnel shot. You want to first throw straight, turn your disc over to the right, and in an ideal shape, come back to the left at the end. As a result, it shapes most nicely for a right-handed backhand or a left-handed forehand. Although that late fade is really, if you want to park it, it's quite difficult to get all the way there. Certainly within range. Kristen just going to be shaping that left to right shot.
Well, that's a good looking shape right there. Gets a little bit of extra ground play in the end that puts her outside the circle, but still a chance for birdie. A little bit of a drop off behind the basket putting from that angle. We'll see how aggressive she gets. I think she will run that.
Yeah, I do like the forehand simply to hit the gap, ensure you're up there, but you see the backhand, that more neutral flight coming back to the left at the end, landing more softly as well than the forehand hyzer. And you see both Kristen and Evelina talking about the shapes there.
Yeah,
Kristen's
great.
shot slightly safer, Evelina's more aggressive, but more risk, let's say, both well executed.
Yeah, and both great sportsmanship players, you know, good role models for their respective countries and ambassadors, and great to see them out there playing together, having a good time, respecting each other. Seem to be the top two players in Europe at the moment. I'd also, you know, mention Silva Saarinen, but she unfortunately dropped out of this event with a fever. Hopefully she'll be back strong next week in Krakow.
A lot of height on this, nicely done. Looks like she may have been trying to give it a soft bid with that height. Perhaps it was just a floaty nose-up shot to try and land softly. A pure layup traditionally would be slightly lower and slide on up. We go to Kristen from C2.
Oh, so clean. So clean. 5 down for the round, just like that. After the slow start, cooking now.
We get another look. Her signature straddle. Clean chain, a pure flight.
Pure, with the pure, right in the heart.
And the heart of a champion from Kristen Lätt.
Solid stroke there for the birdie. No pars yet on the back nine for Anneken. Few great birdies and a couple struggles there. Holes 12 and 13. Great putt. Nice to see it. Finally finding some comfort on the green here near the end of the round. Back to even.
And
3 down
also
total.
back for the moment into solo third.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on here on this moving day. All these players jockeying for position, trying to stay on the lead card or get themselves on the lead card. Be exciting to see who we will be watching on the final rounds coverage here on MDG Media. Moving on, hole 15. Long par 5, 258 meters or nearly 850 feet. This is Norwegian's own safari hole. Beautiful views, funky trees. They're not too big, but they're pretty strong. And you just want to, bomb something out off the tee. Do what you can to get as much distance as possible. The position really, doesn't really matter which side you want to be on, as long as you're not stuck up on one of those trees or in the out of bounds area, which lines both sides of the fairway. So, yeah, work your way up towards this nice plateau built up green. And this is one of the windier holes on the course usually. So you have to always factor that in when you're taking your throws. First up on the box, Kristen backhand, a little low. Gets some ground play, but not a ton of distance. A little bit of a misfire.
I think for her at least, birdie is still possible from there though. Let's assume she threw about 50 meters. She'll have about 2 100-meter shots available to her to try and make her way to that island green, but will require a lot of work. We see more distance there, more pure flight. We go now to Anniken.
That one catches a branch, chopped down. Not a ton of distance, but also quite a powerful player, so a couple good shots could still give her a potential reward. Have to see what she can do. Anneli putting a good move on this. I like it. Doesn't get a lot of ground play, but it's in a good spot. The grass is quite lush. The ground has been very soft all week. It is drying out, but yeah, you can't really rely too much on the skips here in Øverås.
This is potentially in danger of pushing the right side. She curls just shy of the out of bounds.
It's safe and not in too bad of a spot. She can probably work from the right side in to the green, you know, go around the guardian tree that's just out.
A nice pump by Anniken there. We saw that slow flip up, a lot of glide, good height. That tree preventing the full flight, but still some good progress gained down the fairway for her. Anneli, this low forehand flex, did find that rare skip in this lush grass, and also in pretty prime position to look to cross to the green for her next.
Beautiful views. Look at that snowy mountain top, couple clouds and blue sky. Big sky hyzer from Evelina. Gets her up there. A little bit of weird reaction off the tree, but didn't hurt her. She's about 65, 70 meters from the basket in a spot where she can choose which side around the tree she wants to go. Okay, so Kristen's going to go forehand. I was thinking it was looking more like she would go from right side with the backhand, but she's got all the skills and she's trusting the forehand in this case. It is actually maybe more open considering those trees on the backside that I wasn't really thinking about.
Nicely done. That's up there, just shy of that raised plateau with the basket perched. Anniken playing the backhand hyzer for her, and really nicely done. Fantastic stuff. She hates the pars here in this back nine. Looking to secure another birdie here. Would be a good one to get.
Yeah, ups and downs, gutters and strikes. A lot of colors on that card. Just not the pars. That's a good approach. Seems to be up on the plateau, inside the circle. Great opportunity to turn things around here near the end of this back nine. Forehand, hyzer, crashes in. Pretty close, but what we've seen on the green, I'd still be a little bit worried. She's had a couple nice connections as of late, so let's hope she can keep that momentum. That one's just a little shy. Was uphill. A little low left on the finish. Very good looking putt there for the birdie.
Anneli has had a roller coaster of a round. Not as clean as she was yesterday. A nice clean putt from Evelina there, though.
Very good. Great to see it. Finding her groove now. A couple good ones in a row. Shaking off the struggles early on. And a nice birdie from Anniken. So a few good birdies. And Kristen settling for a par. Still a very hot pace here. 5 down for the round.
Hey guys, quick break. We just dropped our brand new 2025 MDG Media Tour clothing collection, which is now available on our online shop. You will find fresh apparel and a full lineup of discs. If you like what we do, if you want to support the project, this is the best way. See you on the website and enjoy the video.
Yeah, that whale clothing is pure fire and lots of great disc selection, so be sure to check it out, as the man said.
Hole 16. The next hole that our players will check out, this 156-meter par 4 About halfway up the fairway, then begins to slope downhill. You have OB lining the left and right the entire way. I would say that that left side OB is by far the most common on both the first and second shots. You have OB and water lining long and left of the green. You have a good pump off the tee to try and get as much distance as you can, although it's not required, it will help you. And then a touchy approach down the hill into the green. We have Evelina now with a good stretch of 3 birdies through the last 4 on the box.
Yeah, making a late charge. Oh, catches a pine. Good reaction. Puts her down on the fairway.
Had that completed its flight, I think she would have been well OB to the left side. You have to be very careful with the right-handed backhand, how high you throw it. Just hugging that crest over is really nice. Anything that's a bit too nose up because of the slope on the downside will quickly drag you out to the left. We see Anneli now. Maybe a slight correction to the height here. Trying to get something more nose down.
This is in danger of doing what you just explained with that hyzer backhand, but the tree love, full effect, puts her down in a great spot.
It'll be a nice forehand hyzer for her from there if she's willing to play over the OB. Kristen going considerably more to that right side.
Yeah, it's a tree, but in a good spot. Decent reaction.
Check out that scorecard, Andrew, for Kristen when it pops up next. Just a lot of birdies, a few pars sprinkled in between, but her back nine has been really clean. And here in round 2, not quite as hot of a front nine as in the first round, but playing some really good golf here and solidifying herself, proving why she was the champion of this very event at the last tournament held here.
Yeah, 2 years back. Last year they had the Norwegian championships here. So no big Disc Golf Pro Tour event. But she is the defending champ. Evelina smushing one up there to the green. Gets a little tree kick inside the circle.
I think another very friendly reaction. That was coming in fast, and that is a quick green. I think that was heading to the pond without that, but you take what you can get, and well played. Anneli just not fighting around those last trees. You see some visible frustration for her. We go now to Kristen. A very long putt, likely just a layup from this distance.
Very good. Right there on the bullseye's edge. I can just a little low, or maybe she was just laying it up. It was pretty far out. This is a really beautiful hole. Really nice structure there with the shipwreck behind in the pond. Thoughtful feature and really good shape on the hole. I like it quite a lot. Of course, beautiful views all about here in the fjordlands of Norway. Kristen, par. Smooth sailing. No shipwreck expected anytime soon from her.
And certainly some treasure to be found here at the PCS Open.
Wonderful.
They move on to the second last hole here of their round 2, hole 17. Only 127 meter par 4, but a very unique shape sloping uphill and to the right the entire way. You want this initial shot out into this field. Got to make sure of that OB lining the left of frame, long for the tee shot. It then narrows, widens once again as we get into this green, well protected by these guardian trees. Given that very short distance for a par 4, it's very uphill, so plays is more, but still, all you really need to do is put your drive in play, and you'll have a very reasonable look at the birdie. We'll go to Evelina up first.
Good looking forehand hyzer. And do a nice spot. That's all you need. Shapes up really nice for the lefty backhand touch hyzer. That looks a little straight though, but result is fine.
She'll have more distance than Evelina to the green, but as we touched on, just getting out into that field is sufficient. Solid forehand from Anneli.
Yeah, this is another quite short par 4, but when you factor in the elevation, it's a good one. And the shape, of course, it's quite bendy, especially off the tee there, what we're seeing.
Anniken pumping the turnover up the hill. That's certainly in play. Pin high, about edge of circle out to the right. She will have a putt for the birdie. We go now to Evelina. And I would say, given their positions, all of them would expect from their drives to have a look at the birdie. Evelina even running the 2. I think that's a great way to play this approach, given the back slope. There's little to no danger on the green to give that a go.
Yeah, Kristen chained out for the eagle yesterday, and she's putting this one close to try to get herself a turkey. Evelina looking for 4 consecutive birdies with her putt, so things are really heating up here.
There we go. It's all coming together for our FPO lead card. Anneli shut down. Will be left, I believe, just outside circle 2, perhaps deep circle 2, looking uphill. Is able to give this a stab, though. That branch just shutting down all hopes and dreams of her birdie on 17. And a little bit dejected in the previous holes. Anneli has not had the easiest back 9. Anniken clean for the putt.
I apologize, Kristen. Had 2 consecutive pars there. I misspoke, but not hunting turkeys, but looking for a birdie there. Evelina does get her 4th in a row, and she's cruising.
It's not Thanksgiving here, Andrew, but Evelina will be giving thanks to that basket for catching that putt.
So 6 down for the round, way out in front here. 14 under par total after that blazing start yesterday. Final hole of moving day. It's this one. Really great finishing hole. Par 4, 174 meters, 570 feet. Pretty strong sloping hillside right to left. OB on the left side that comes into play much more often than the right side. And then it funnels down here and shapes towards the left where the basket is elevated on a tractor, which is quite a beautiful optic to finish the round. Got these Innova banner walls all about. Lots of OB, beautiful views. This one is pretty tricky in a way. I mean, on paper it doesn't look like much, but when you factor in all the OB, all the action there at the clubhouse, the pressure, it seems to be biting the players. It has been quite a difficult hole statistically.
That one was pumped by Evelina. Got caught up in the tree, but filtered out to that friendlier backside. Anniken in prime position. That will absolutely open up a nice look into the green. Good distance, good placement. And we see, pleased with that one. Kristen now playing the forehand, looking to go straight and ending to the right up the hill. And she's done just that. The more right you go off the drive, the shorter distance in feeling you have on the second shot, given that downhill. Although you also have to control the speed into the green. It's very common that players will err to the side of long in their approach to the green, given that if you're short, you may be having an effective rethrow. So it's quite a demanding hole in terms of just decision-making over execution. Where do I want to go OB if I make a mistake? Or what am I throwing? Am I going to disc up and ensure I go long? Am I going to disc down and be touchy? You really have to be confident on all aspects of this final shot into the green. Evelina up first. Looks great.
It is great. Right there on the back side of the tractor. Great points. Kristen said it in the interview yesterday that the mistake not to make is to leave it short. She somehow did and got bit hard with the triple. We'll see if she can make that correction today. Giving it the ace run. She does indeed make that correction and goes OB long. And that's, you know, that's the game plan there.
Leaving her a putt for par from the OB. It's about circle's edge. Going to be uphill towards the elevated. And Anniken here opting for the forehand entrance for her left-handed swing. Also looks really nice if it can slow down. And that's a bit of a muddy patch just in front of the tractor. Good grab there.
Yeah, digs in well. Anniken over here on the right side, you don't see people over here too often. Does really well to bang it into the tractor and stay close. Great vibes here at the clubhouse. Lots of fun stuff going on.
Kristen, to close out the round, just shy, will be taking another over par score on 18, but still better than in the previous round here with likely a single bogey.
Ooh.
Snappy putt from Anniken.
Commanding.
Confident, yeah.
Good finish.
Only
Anniken.
one par on the back nine.
Yeah, that secures her spot on that lead card. Final day in her homeland at the PCS Open. Great storyline developing there, and a lot of great birdies, especially on the back nine there. Evelina looking to finish strong.
And with that, she does great to see that strong finish, given her rocky start, getting 5 together in a row. That's an incredible stretch on a lot of really difficult holes. Kristen in for the bogey, 5 under for the round, sitting at 13 under total in the first 2 rounds. And just like that, round 2 is in the books as we prepare for the 3rd and final round.
Another day in paradise. Tell us about it.
Yes, today was beautiful. I love the weather. Norway is treating us well this week. Unfortunately, the game wasn't as on point as it was yesterday, but I mean, that's how it goes and that's how the game goes. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the result.
Okay, yeah, I guess not as good as yesterday, but it seems from a viewer's point that all aspects of your game are really on point.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel from your point of view?
I've been having some putting issues for a while now. Sometimes it sort of comes and then it goes. I'm trying to get through it as best as I can, but you know, I feel like I cannot control it all the time. Sometimes my arm is not just following my thoughts, or I don't know, it has a mind of its own. So yeah, just trying to get through these struggles. Also working on my approach shots. I feel like some of them are a little bit lazy maybe, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with the tee shots, and I feel like the game is sort of coming together now.
Okay, so you tied for the hot round today. You're taking a 6-stroke lead into the final round. What's the game plan and mindset for the final round here?
I guess the same that I've been having. Just come here, play disc golf, enjoy the scenery, and yeah, truly feel joy of like executing good shots and accepting bad shots. And yeah, just be myself and not overthink. That's my goal.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Good luck and enjoy.
Thank you.
Some incredible insights from our champion there. Great interview by none other than the Gummy Bear. And thank you for joining us here for this round 2 coverage. Make sure to join us for round 3 to see who will be crowned your 2025 PCS Open champion. We appreciate every single one of you, and we will see you there.
Yeah, great job from Ida Lehtomäki getting herself onto that lead card. Thank you for being with me here in the booth, and thank you all out there for watching the show. Come on back for that final round. It's going to be a treat, as always. See you there.